a tab here to see the chat.
Okay, and we are live.
Okay, so let me for the archive purposes, let me say what I did. Okay, so I did this function basically called parse command. And just a second, let me refresh here the Twitch page just to. Are you sure we are live?
I think so. We are.
Oh yeah, we are. Okay, now it's saying something. Okay, so I did this function here called parse command. This function is taking the content, and this is something that we need to be aware of. We are picking all the content from in all the server. All the server is being put in this m.content thing, which means that we also need to filter out normal things, like normal messages. They are not commands, right? And how this function does that? So it splits the string in using the first space that it finds.
Wait. Well, let me get this. Man, he's sending a message, and then to parse that message, we get to the text of the whole channel.
Yeah. We can change this in the configuration panel of Discord, I think. To not to filter out some chats,
No,
do not pay attention to this chat or
I
this
mean,
chat or something like that.
do you have auto completion on this M?
Yes.
Maybe this S? Because, man, we should have like the wait a second. This is the handler, right? Message create. Can you show me where you are touching this handler?
What do you mean?
For instance, that's a callback, right? From when where are you passing this callback? This message create.
This message create. Oh, here. Add handler.
Okay. And you receive that session and that Discord.
And this is just a tutorial, by the way. Like, I didn't make any of this.
Yeah, what I'm trying to understand is when this is triggered, right? So.
This is triggered always. This has always been triggered, man.
Okay.
Look, for instance, when the bot is identifying that the message that was sent it came from itself, it does nothing.
No, okay, but that at least gave us that. Okay, at least in every message, right? But do we have more events than message or only message?
Yeah, we can do an if, for instance. There is something now to complete called channel ID. We can discover which
No,
ID
I'm not
is the
talking about.
channel that we want the bot to interact with, and do an if here. Like, if the channel ID is not the one that we want, do nothing.
Okay, that's okay. But I mean, like, so if that's triggered like every message or every event, suppose it's a more generic thing, doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure we could check like for the context of that event or message. So if it was the last message sent, we probably has like somewhere in there only that message, right? Like, what about this message, m.message? Can we print that?
Yeah, we can try to print it. There's that. Print ln, and you can try to print m.message. We can try. And yeah, we are getting a little bit sidetracked because I didn't even start explaining what parse command does, but that's fine, I guess. Go. Okay, so the bot should be online now. And let me put a message here. So it's gonna be, I don't know, a message. Oh, it's a struct.
What the fuck?
Okay, so probably these
Oh wait,
guys,
we
they're
have there like do, do. Oh my god,
where?
we have your ID somewhere. You see, like do hashtag.
Oh, the name, the
Yeah.
Discord hashtag name.
Wait. Oh, that's the content, right? A message.
And this is probably an idea of like the chat as well.
Oh, that's
Some
because
of
they are
these.
stringifying that in a random way, right? Like a random
Yes.
struct. Oh, yeah,
Yes. And this
but
is the time that we made it.
so go dot into this message to see if you have the content or something.
Channel ID. There's also ID of the
Oh,
message apparently.
content.
Content. No, but this is. I think that the best way would be to have a channel ID though,
Huh?
and then we select the channel that we usually like the channel that we targeted.
No,
That is
no,
our target for
no.
the
I
bot.
think we are talking about different things then. I was only talking about right
Remember?
now. We are getting the whole content, right? And I thought it was of one channel, but now that I that I perceived, it's actually from all the channels, right?
Yeah. No, I said that in
Oh,
the beginning.
oh, okay. I didn't understood. But yeah, what I was saying is you can get only the message, so it doesn't matter from which channel it is, right? You will have like only the text that you really want.
Yeah,
But
exactly. And we can lock the channel we're using channel ID.
yeah, that also like is also a good thing. But yeah,
Anyway, this is for future iterations. For now, let's just go parse command here.
no, but wait, it's literally a substitution instead of m dot. Oh no, actually not really,
It is
right?
not, and
Because you
it
are
actually if
parsing.
it's exactly.
No,
I'm
but wait,
I'm
you only need to delete stuff inside parse command then, right?
no. M.content provides me the message man. M.content
No,
provides me
no.
just
What I
this,
mean,
which is what I want.
no. What I mean. Oh, m dot content gives you this already?
Yes.
Just a message?
Yes.
Uh wait, I'm not getting. I thought you were saying that we get the whole like text from the channel or the whole
Yeah, we
Discord.
get the whole text of the channel. Which text that was a message. That is the entire the entire content of the message.
No, okay, I was understanding the whole like all the message of the channel.
No, man, no.
And I thought you were parsing that to get only the last one, right?
No, man, no. I'm getting at the point that the bot is active. It is getting all the messages that are at the point that the bot is running. He's collecting. He's grabbing all the messages being sent from that point on.
Oh, okay, I got it. Not that in every message you get the whole history. Okay.
Yes. Okay, but going on. This function parse command is actually what matters. What it does, it splits, right? At least it attempts to split. We need to add some more error handling to this stuff. But it attempts to split the string in the first space. And this split n is purposely dividing in the first space because it will make just two substrings out of this string, this str string. So if we have, for instance, we have something like Neko jobs and then Haskell, it will separate in this space and make a string like this and a string like this.
Wait, can you give me the signature for split n? Can you explain what are those arguments?
Yeah, the first str is the string itself, the
Okay,
space is the separator,
separator and
and the n is how many strings you want to cut.
huh?
You want to have cut it.
Not sure what you mean. Is that like a kind of take? Like you have an array with three and
You can
you.
think like a take. Let's suppose that I have the number 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
If I put 2 in here, one string will be this and another one will be this. But if I put 3 here, one will be one will be this, and another one will be this.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not really take, right? Because you don't even split if you don't. Oh, okay. It's how many times you want to split. Okay.
Yeah. Then okay. Then what we do? Then we pick we're gonna try to assume that the first one is the command to the bot to do some action. Then I made this private function called parse command kind, which basically picks a kind, or at least is assuming to be a kind, and then enters this switch case. It first tries to match with these strings that I made here, these and these. Okay, and then it tries to match these strings with the kind that we are sending here.
Okay, what is the purpose of having like quotes?
It's because we need to cope with a corner case, which is you don't have an error, but you don't have a command. Because you need to remember that the bot is grabbing every message, even the message that doesn't have any comment notation, like a
Okay.
hello, like good night or something. So I made the code to separate having a command, having an error using a command, or not having no error at all. So let me continue here. So what's gonna be the return of this function? It would be the code of what we should be doing next, and if we got an error.
Mm.
If these two matches, one of these two matches, this means that we're gonna return the code of this specific command kind and new as an error. But if none of these two matches are gonna fall into the default case, then we're gonna try to find a person attempting to use the bot, right? If we find inside the first string divided by space, we find this, we're gonna return a code meaning that we got an error, and the error will be the error message itself.
Okay. Wait, but what is it? Error code there or no error
Oh,
code?
it's the these two.
Oh my god. Okay.
You can if you want create like fancy names for like things, etc. I just did it like this for first draft. Then, oh, and this is important. This else is important because this will be the majority of the cases. Because this is when we are sending messages into the server, but we don't want to use the bot.
It
Uh,
doesn't even make sense for him to try to error on this command because it was not a command, right?
yeah, and it is not an attempt to use a command, which means that okay, we need to communicate to this function here, parse command, that okay, or we got a command, or we got an error trying to use a command, or we should do nothing. And how we are doing that? So the first thing that we checked is if we got an error, right? So if you got an error, you're gonna print the log inside this terminal, and you're gonna send the help to the server, which is this.
That's nice.
And this I'm gonna explain a little further on the line. But let's suppose that you didn't get an error. Okay, so if you didn't get an error, you're gonna check if this is not a normal message,
Mm.
right? And this is incomplete also because this needs to be this in code. Oh no, but if you got an error, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, but because if you got an error, if we got an error, we would stop in this if here. But we didn't. So this means that or we have a command or we have no command to do. If we get a command, we're gonna execute the command. And because this is a command, we are picking. Remember that this is an array of two spots, right? The args to the command is necessarily inside the second one. And we need to discover. We also know which command it is at this point. So, but like I said, the majority of cases, this is going to be a normal message, which means that you're going to return empty. So the bot will say nothing, which is what we want. Um, okay. Then the execute command function. What this does is picks a code for a command and the string with the remaining arguments. And okay, so if this code is to search a job, it will attempt. This is not doing the best error handling ever because I did this like yesterday in the middle of the night. I don't know. And then it's doing split string separation, transforming to an int because one of the arguments to the function that we made last time is a number to discover how many job offers you want, and so on and so forth. And the store project idea, which needs Heroku. I'm just returning a to do, and
Okay.
that's it for what I did. I explained I did all of this enough
Mm-hmm.
offline. So the one thing that we can do that I was thinking about is to add a help command. What do you think?
Uh,
So help.
what is that supposed to do? Is that one that you are printing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's really nice.
So Neko help. I wanted to use an enum for this, but I couldn't find a good enough alternative for enums in Go.
Mm? No, you are fucking kidding. You don't have like simple enums?
You need to make hack. You need to hack the system to have an
No,
enum,
no, no, no,
basically.
no. You are kidding me. No way. I no, I don't believe that, Lemos. Like
Yeah.
C has the nums, man,
Well, but you need to understand that C is an awesome language.
and Go
So
is not. It is not.
Go is apparently not awesome to do
Not
this type
as
of
awesome,
stuff.
right?
Not as awesome. It's awesome for concurrency, as far as I can tell. Then what we need to do is just to add a case here. So we add like help, and then we return help here. And then in the execute, we just add a new case here. And this is one thing that I made in purpose. It should be easy to add a new command.
Mm-hmm.
So you just go here, you put help.
Yeah, it's not quite that, right? But yeah,
What do you mean?
it's not only that function, but
Done. Okay, so you have a new thing here. Okay, so uh, what we can do today, because like I said, we already discussed, we have three potential tasks: improve the search system to use the who is hiring profile, make messages pretty, and research how to use a database to store things there. And we decided to go with the first one. So we're just gonna um, improve this because we discovered that there's another way. We can just paste this and paste this. Oh, wait. This is not exactly what I
that's a
wanted.
lot of stuff.
No, but this is the API call. I want the link itself. Okay, let me stop sharing the screen here because I need to go to my personal browser to pick the link. Okay, is this link here? I'm sharing the screen again. Here. Okay, so this is the link. I'm even gonna save this in the Neko-bot. Okay. Okay, and apparently there is a profile that is responsible for periodically adding these. Hmm. Where we found that? I already forgot how we found.
Oh, you found
Oh,
what?
here. Who is hiring? Is this profile right here?
Oh.
Okay. So we also need to go to the API. Uh, Hacker News API. Okay. Um, okay. This is to grab a story, a job, a pool, users. Okay. Oh, you basically copy this, but instead you use this ID. use the name of the profile apparently, like this. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the code. We're gonna add a new const here. Const profile URL. So is this. Okay, and then we need to make a function that picks these ones, and it goes one by one and selects the first one that has the word hiring, apparently. Yeah, because we don't want the freelancer and who wants to be hired. We just want the one with who is hiring. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Okay. So let's make here. So func query profile API. We need to make a new struct for this. Um, okay, so let's put profile. And the fields are about, created. Okay. So let's go with about, and this is a string. We also have the created, whatever that is, and this is also a string. This is probably the date the profile was created. We have the ID, which in this particular case is not a number. It's actually a string. We have something called karma, which is kind of funny, which is a number. Karma. And we have the submitted, apparently. Yeah. And the final one is submitted. And this is int. This is this. And it's gonna be submitted. Okay. And this is gonna be submitted. And here as well. And this is only by name. Okay. Okay. Nice. Now, what we need to do is need to return an ID here. Okay. We can make a type called ID, which is an int. So this will be an ID here. Okay. Okay, so this is basically copy paste. All this. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna pick the profile URL. You're gonna try to do a get on that. You're gonna do an if to see if you got an error. This will be the profile. Then you're gonna try to decode. You're not gonna return this. What you're gonna do is the following. I'm gonna do a for, but I already forgot how we do fors. Okay, for loop going. I think it's something like
You have there somewhere,
submission.
right?
Yeah, I remember having that.
Isn't
Oh,
like
it's in
just
here.
for in?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, it's in range, and then you do
Oh.
response dot submitted. Okay.
Hmm.
And now there's the catch, though. There's a catch. We need to do. We're not gonna have parent URL anymore, right? We're not gonna have that. I'm gonna call this complement URL, and this is gonna be just this. Okay. So we're gonna do the following.
Wait, you already have that on the
What?
profile there. Like,
No,
take
no,
a
no. The
look on.
profile is fine though.
No, no. Why do you need the complement if you already have the complement in profile URL?
Okay. Base item URL. Base user. Then const profile ID. Is it better?
I don't know, but
Oh, okay. Okay, and let's do a const profile URL, which will be base user plus profile ID plus complement. Okay.
nice.
Okay, so what I want to do here is the following. We're gonna create an URL, which will be. Let's just see if this works. Let's pick this thing here. Copy here. Change user to item, and change the who is hiring to this. If this works, we are fine. We are fine. No, are we fine? Oh no, we are fine. We are fine. We're fine. Nice. Okay, so what you're gonna do is the following then. The URL where over here. So it's gonna be a base item plus. We need to convert an ID to a string. I don't know how to do that. Let's put something stupid like this. And then we're gonna also add the complement. So now we have our URL. Then we're gonna do a query with this, right? We're gonna do a, I don't know, potential parent query parent using this
Wait, wait,
URL.
wait, wait. Can you explain that to me? What do you mean by potential parent? Like, what is the meaning of parent there?
It's because this post, what we are trying to find. Let's recap a little
No,
bit.
no,
We are trying
wait,
to
no.
find which post will
It's
be the
much. No,
parent
no, wait.
post.
It's much simpler. Uh, what do you mean by parent there? Because if you are going for a profile and then
This
fetching a
is the
post, it's
parent.
not the parent.
This is the parent. This post is the parent.
Uh,
And all of
it's.
these comments we call children.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see.
So we are trying to find the correct parent because we want to have this auto update when we have
Yeah,
like July
it's only
2022.
strange because you are in a profile, right? And then you are fetching parents, but it's actually his children, right? Because parent and children is like relative.
Yeah.
So don't you mean like potential job post or something?
Can be that. It's because we're gonna call this parent later on the line. We can change the name of parent then. Potential job post. We're gonna do a query of query. I don't know, submission. Let's start getting better names then. This is gonna be submission. Then we're gonna try to have this guy. Then we need to check. We need to do contains dot contains like this. Yes. We need to strings dot contains if. What's the order here? Okay. Okay, so then the content, then what we want to find. Okay, the content will be potential job post dot. Okay, where is my dot?
Hmm.
Okay, it's not answering me. What do you get here? Wizardry. Oh, title. Okay, so there is something called title that should be in here, and it is. Okay, so job post, potential job post dot title, and we're gonna try to find who is hiring. If we find that, this means two things. This means that we should break the loop and we found our guy. We definitely found our guy. But there's a problem though. We want this potential job post to be outside of the for. So what we should be doing is something like this actually.
Just one other thing. Is this a synchronous call? This carry submission API, or is that just uh like sequential? What I mean is, will that for loop await for that request
Yeah,
to
it will
finish?
wait. It will wait.
Okay.
At least I'm assuming it will. We're gonna check that pretty close, further on the line.
Pretty shortly, right?
Pretty shortly. Okay, submission, and this is gonna be a comment. Yeah, I'm not against better names. Okay. Uh, no. Submission. Oh Jesus, no. Okay. Submission. This will be submission URL. Let me just pick this. I need to change this later on the line, and this will be a comment. And this is also a comment. Okay. Okay. Then we're gonna do an if. If we find it, wait just a second. I'm doing a var. Okay. Yeah, no, this makes sense. Okay. If we find it, this means that we need to do a break. How to break for loops.
I would
Loops.
be really surprised if it's not on just break.
No, we never know, man. We never know.
Yeah, that's why I would be
Oh, it is a
surprised.
break. It is a break. It is a break. Nice. Then we're gonna just return. Return.
Can't you return already if you? Oh
Wait, wait,
no, you
wait, wait,
can't,
wait,
right?
wait.
Spawn.
Actually, yeah, no, we can't. But there's a. Okay, first submission, and this actually will be an int. And before doing this, we're gonna just do first submission equals submission, and then we're gonna return that. Nice.
What is ID?
It's basically an alias here.
Okay, so go down there again. Like you are getting a variable before the loop. Inside an if you are attributing to that, breaking,
Yeah.
and then just returning. Man, you could
Yeah.
just do the return inside the if, right?
I think Go will complain about that because I remember.
That would be crazy.
No, it's not be crazy. It's trying to find a return outside of conditionals. That's pretty normal in a bunch of languages. But we can try though. Let's just do this, remove this, and remove this. It is complaining.
Oh, I see. Because if he just drops out of scope, then you don't get the same
Yeah.
type, right?
Yes. Okay, so this should work then. We now have an ID of the first post that has the thing.
Wait, that's so weird because you still have a problem, right?
Wait.
Go there. How are you initializing that value?
I'm not.
What is the value of that? Like
I don't know.
new or something?
I have absolutely no clue.
What the fuck? No, okay, so it can return either ID or new, right? Because you could not pass through the if and do the assignment anyway.
Yes, I guess.
So what happens if you call like ID with new?
I don't know if you can put new here.
Well, but
And you can't.
yeah, but what is the value? What is the initial value of first submission? Because I would assume it's something like new if you never assign it. But can you take a look on it?
I think it's
Hover.
0 though.
That's so weird, man.
It's the same thing as C, man. Initial value with int.
No, it's not the
boolean.
same thing as C, man.
Yeah, it is. If you don't initialize and you print, you're gonna have 0.
Well, you don't have that in C. Not guaranteed behavior. It's like trash. But some compilers, I think they
All
initialize
zeros
the thing.
apparently.
Oh. Okay, so that varies, right, from type to type. But... Okay, okay.
Uh, okay, so when we
Oh,
finally
shouldn't we initialize with? Shouldn't we
with
initialize with? Oh, okay. Zero is already a invalid ID, right? From the things we are assigning. So we need to check for that to see if we actually find one, right?
oh, that's true.
Mm.
Actually, I kind of want to do the opposite.
Mm?
I want to make the default hard coded one.
Initialize like -1 or something, right?
No, not -1.
Mm.
Like instead of doing like this, we can just do like this. And then another comment here. June
Wait, wait, wait. No.
post.
Ah, I don't get it. What you mean, man?
Yeah, because it's worse. If you have a zero here and this fails, the bot will stop working. This functionality of the bot will stop working. Using this, the bot at least will show you June posts,
Ah,
June comments.
no, man. Wait, but it's not a guarantee that it's a job post. So I would prefer to have an error of, for some reason, the profile has no job post, like with the title who is hiring, right?
No, yeah, but that doesn't
Then
make sense
having an
because
invalid
the
one.
profile already has posts.
Okay, okay, but that's in theory, right? In practice, it would not happen, but it's. I think it's better modeling. So C, you would be like, okay, if we don't have none, it will be June. Like, oh, we actually have.
Var int uh, if now actually I kind of prefer your idea. If first submission equal a -1, we're gonna return I don't know -1 errors.new. I couldn't find okay else this new. Is that better?
Yeah, just one thing, like if else is just like if nothing, and then you put the code, right?
No, I don't like that.
Why?
I prefer
You
like
have
this.
more nesting that way. Is it
No,
because the
this is
way it
only one
reads?
nesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
Oh,
because of the way it
okay.
reads. I couldn't find any posts for hiring. Okay. Then the thing continues because before doing all of that, we're gonna try to find an ID and an error. And we're gonna do that doing a query of a profile thing, which does not require any things here. Now we need to copy paste this. I don't want to kill the bot. That's something that I actually want to change.
What do you mean, cue the bot?
Because the point right now, if the bot gets a problem, it will like drop the execution
Oh,
because it's a fatal error. Printing, the bot will still be alive, but will show the error. Uh, and we also gonna do something that I did here, which is this. Where is it? Parse. I did something like that in the middle of this. Print help. Oh,
man,
I'm not printing. I'm not printing the error.
I would
Interesting.
I would beg for anyone, man. If you are not doing something that you really needs Golang, sure, don't use it, man, because it's not pretty. It doesn't look pretty to me, like really.
Yeah, but you are a functional programming fanboy. You, of course, you'll
No,
not
no,
like it.
sure, like beauty is relative, right? But
Yes.
I mean, in my opinion, if you don't really need it, don't use it. Go to another default.
How can I get the message from an error? How to get the error message? How to
Don't you
Print
have good
error
out
message.
completion in that extension?
No, I don't.
Oh.
That's, this is what you want. Ah, nah.
Error. Uh, why can't you dot message the error?
Yeah, exactly.
That
That
doesn't make sense.
that is not great. That's definitely the worst until this point.
No, did you try it? The thing dot error dot message or something? Just-
Yeah. Oh, print.
Okay, I see. That's not Rust,
Oh man.
man. Not Rust.
Oh man. That's all. That was awesome though. Yeah. You just have to accept your destiny. Yeah. You
Oh
have
my
to accept it.
god.
You don't have a choice, man. Okay, so how can we return a string?
Oh wait.
Uh, because as far as I can tell, printf does not return a string.
Oh
Yeah,
wait. Isn't that placeholder like what is that placeholder V? Is it like a generic one?
I think it is for
Can you
var
test if that
probably.
is not doing that already? Because I thought that format it would be doing that, but printf should have that already, right?
Uh, yeah, apparently is a more generic one.
Yeah, so try to do the way it is right now. Maybe it's the thing that we expect.
Which way?
The printf using v and passing the error. Have you tried already?
I don't think that will work, but yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Because
Uh
we need to stringify. We need to
oh, okay. You
stringify
want
some.
to return the string, not
Yeah,
printing?
I
Wait,
don't want to print it.
why? Why do you want to return the string?
Because this is the every these functions that return an array of strings, this will
No,
be
no,
the.
no. Wait, but that what you would want instead would be returning an error or an array of strings, right? Because how do you know the
No,
difference?
no, I no the I as a user in the server, you don't want to know the difference. This is
No,
just for us developers. To the server, we want the bot to communicate to the user that requested a job search. We want the user to know that we couldn't find any
no,
posts for hiring.
I'm not talking about users here. I'm talking about the code. You have this function and you have an error and you are returning the string of an error. Why
Because
you are
this
doing that?
string of the error is the same string that I would like to have in the server.
Man, but yeah, okay, I get that. You want to print that later. But
Yeah.
see, you are returning either a content or a string error, and you are using just a string, you see? So how do you know if it's an error or not?
No, it doesn't make sense to have the abstraction of an error for this guy.
Because you are doing the same action, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Uh, that's weird on the main side, but I see why you want
For
to do
all the
that.
other functions, all the auxiliary functions, we should have errors all the time.
Hmm,
But
okay.
for this function that is public, that this guy will be calling, this only cares about communicating to the server what we are doing.
Yeah, because the thing that you are doing later, suppose it's just print, it's just the same, right? Either is an error or not, so, okay.
I want to try something like this, see what happens. Okay, it doesn't.
It just doesn't.
Oh
Wait,
man, that's
error
so
dot
sad.
error?
Yeah, it's to create a new error, I think, too.
Huh?
Anyway. Yeah, I think it's to overwrite the previous one.
Oh
Okay,
my
so.
god, man. Like mutation on the error? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
you can mutate everything, as far
Uh,
as I
uh,
can tell.
wait.
I couldn't find any posts for hiring. Okay, but if we didn't, if we pass through this if, this means that the ID is fine. Now, what we do? We we pass an ID here. Um, Submission ID. Then we just put ID, and instead of parent, we put submission. Nice. And this guy should be a comment, and this guy should also be a comment. Nice, nice, nice. Then this guy, instead of doing like this, it will do a very fancy thing, which is this.
Very fancy.
Yeah.
Why do you have an error on the fancy thing?
It's because we don't have a base URL anymore. This should be like a base item, I think. Okay, so this will be base item. This will be submission ID. And this will be URL. And I think we are done. It's complaining about an error in some area. Oh, here. Oh, it's because now. Okay, so instead of doing submission, what submission is submission? An enter in an. Oh, nice. We just do ID submission, and we can cut this off. Okay, adapted. Okay, so now, yeah, I think we are done. We just have to test.
Okay, that was quick.
uh, let me just check if I did everything correctly. So the profile URL is the base plus the profile ID, which in this case is a string, and a complement, which is basically the .json. Then what we are
Hey,
doing?
I will have to be off for a couple minutes, okay?
Okay. Then we are querying the profile API, which is this. We check if we get an error. If we got an error, we just print it. We're not doing like this. And return. Couldn't reach profile data. Yeah. Query submission API. Yeah, we should get the error message from this, man. How to get error message from error going. Oh, we just do that error. Is that it? Yeah, apparently that's it. Okay, nice. So it's gonna be like this, which is pretty nice. You're gonna also print this, and of course this should return an error. Ooh. Okay, so let's create this here. Let's return response new. I couldn't.
And I'm back.
I'm basically adding error handling and everything.
Okay.
Uh,
Does he complain if you try to use the thing before checking it?
what do you mean by that?
Uh, like the result of the thing is a tuple, right? Oh, okay. You can Yeah, I was thinking about, oh, do you need to tweet error handling? But you always have to destructure the tuple if you want to use the thing, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
if you destructure but you don't check for the second one if it's an error or not, you just get the probably initial value, right? Of the
Or
data.
runtime error.
Hmm?
Uh,
How's that?
no, probably there is a default value for every single thing that it does, but maybe you will try to manipulate that default value and you have a problem. You see.
Oh, sure. Mhm.
Comments, query comments.
Oh, at least you have some kind of error handling, right?
Yeah, which is better than nothing.
Already a improvement upon Sears.
Yeah, no. In comparison to C, it's miles ahead. Uh, this would be a comment, and there's a problem, dude. There is a problem.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay, so let's pick comments error, and this will happen in here. The only thing that sucks is that you need to copy paste this if all the time.
Oh yeah.
Um, and well, sucks. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You just do a return. Oh, and I discovered how to get the message. It's dot error. You are right.
Oh, but hey, did you search already if they have some pattern for error handling besides only doing that if always or?
That's an awesome question, man. Feel free to research about it.
Wait, what do you do in the cases of if it's an error? Can you show me
Uh,
one of those ifs again?
wait. Comment. Okay. What the heck?
Hmm?
Wait.
Oh, you just log, right?
I'm returning. Uh, I'm returning errors all the time. That's basically the
Uh,
thing.
man, but if that's the case, like literally always the same, you can create a function for that, right?
That's what I'm thinking about.
If literally the same code.
No, but that's gonna be really bad because we're gonna have to like return in the separate function. Will not return from this function, and then we need it to
Oh,
return.
yeah, that's true.
No result values expected. What do you mean, brother?
No monads. That's sad.
No result values expected. What does that mean, man?
Is it not the type that you put on the function?
No, but this is a for. And it is
Uh,
in the function. The function is a list of strings. I'm
okay,
creating a
go
list of strings.
there again. Oh
No
wait,
result values
that's
expected.
that go func. Are you really supposed to return from there?
That's an awesome question. Um, can I return from a go function? Returning multiple values. You are allowed to return multiple values from a function using a return statement.
No. But see, you are
Ah,
returning. The return is that function, not the outer one. Even if you can return.
I got that. I definitely got that. But I need to break. I need to
You
break.
can do
Go.
assignments, man.
What do you mean?
Initialize something first, and then you just assign something.
Uh,
Well,
well.
well, we are here doing Go, right? So why not?
uh, okay, so messages,
Oh my god.
string, And we're gonna do.
By the way, you also have to check that on the loop, right? Wait, do you?
No, I'm gonna break this loop after doing this assignment here. How
Uh,
do we append? Oh, like
okay.
this.
Wait,
Okay.
what is the namespace for that? Append, like
Messages.
that's so that's so random.
We're gonna put the error dot error, and then in here we're gonna just break. And what is the problem? 3 S's. That's the problem. And there's also another R here. Okay, this seems to be fine. This seems to be fine. Um, where we need to also find this cannot fail. This also can't fail. Man.
Hmm?
Ooh, how are we gonna handle this?
Handle what?
Because this guy is blocking this. Whew.
What do you mean, man?
Um.
Like if you got an error,
Yeah, no, it's because this
you can
channel
just
is blocking these other two.
okay, but he was doing
Uh,
that before, right? So
they were, but they were all being like in here.
you mean
Whew.
because you will probably exit the function without doing some cleanup? Is that the
Yeah,
problem?
yeah. I'm wondering if I will break this for loop and this will be still being open. Like, and if this is open, we're gonna have a potentially like a blocking statement somewhere.
Ah. Oh, that
That
sounds
stuff.
bad. Well, but you could handle that on your exit, right? Some cleanup code.
uh, we can try to close it here because this is the one that we are doing. If we got a break, we should close the channel. Yeah, that makes sense.
Wait. When you are breaking out of that,
We are
aren't
breaking this guy.
okay. Well, the whole funk, right? Actually.
Yeah. No, not. I don't know about the whole funk. I'm no.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't.
It's a break, not a return. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
That's that. We start to get into deadlock territory now.
so if you do it there, like you will
Yeah.
not do the action that you expect in your channel, then the others will not be like
Blocked.
satisfied, right?
Yeah, because I think that if we break. Wait. Let me think a little bit more. Let's try without this first.
Mm.
If we got an error, if we think about it. That's my philosophy. If you got an error, then we think about
Uh,
it.
yeah, but that's the thing, Lemus. At runtime, if you run multiple times with different, well, yeah, with different inputs, you can have error. Sometimes you just.
I know. But we can ask Breno later. Um, okay, this guy right here. This is to querying the
Oh,
profile.
I never thought about that, but that's a great thing about static checking because it doesn't matter which input it is, right? Because you don't have one, so it works for all of those, all of them.
uh, I couldn't reach. Uh,
By the way, did you saw some GitHub link on some Slack channel throughout the day?
Today?
Uh huh. Something
No.
regarding code bath or something.
No.
It was something regarding oh, don't hype up, okay? And between those things, you had something like static checking, like well, how do they call it? Static typing, yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay, so I think I'm gonna just do a break here as well. Okay. Do we have any errors? I don't think so. Okay, I think we are kind of done, man. I that's my guess though.
let's test it.
Uh, yeah, we can test it. I kind of don't want to. like I want to be kind of safe.
Mhm.
So let's pick fully remote and put the number 1 in the search. Uh, okay, so
By the way, are we using like case sensitive queries? Because
I think it. I don't know. I actually don't know.
how
Okay,
are
so are
you
you ready?
comparing the strings? Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so let me. If you share Discord, that's gonna be easier for people to
Okay.
see. Let's just
Where
test
exactly?
this. Neko-bot channel.
Okay.
Okay, so the help worked.
Mhm.
If you do project and I don't know, an awesome idea for a project. Okay. Wait, okay.
Uh,
Now the big deal. Neko jobs, and then we're gonna put what is the okay and also a number, and then we just copy paste it fully remote, and nothing happened in the server and in the program in the terminal. That's a bad sign.
oh. Did you
That's a bad
did you
sign.
save the code? Do you need to recompile or something?
No, I saved it and I don't need to recompile because I executed after saving. Okay, so this is a pretty bad sign, man. Pretty
Uh,
bad.
like no logs at all.
No logs, and there's another catch.
What is
We
this
don't
nil
know if
that you
it's
are?
blocked. I don't know. Maybe I'm printing something at some there at some point.
Oh, you don't know.
I don't know if it's
Oh, it's
being
blocked there,
locked
right?
in the
Oh.
search of the profile post or it's blocked finding the jobs.
Well, let's put the print after, right?
Okay, it's not completely dead. That's cool. Um, okay, we can just do it. We can just like comment all of these. We can just comment all of that,
Oh.
and we can um,
Yeah.
we can do a return string. Oops, string, and we can put ID in here. And oh, okay, so maybe we need to put ID inside these, and we also need to do something like that. Okay, sounds reasonable though. What is the problem? Conversion from meme to string out a string with one rune. What is a rune? What the heck? Is this a game now? Is this
No, no,
like
no.
Yu-Gi-Oh playing on
No, no, no,
fields?
no. It's probably regarding what's the name? Like a character, like a UTF one can be like more than 1 byte or something. It's probably some kind of
Okay, okay, done.
shit like that. Wait,
Okay, bots.
is Spring? As Spring,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's do the following. Echo jobs one example. That's bad. Okay, so it's not responding whatsoever. So maybe the parsing is wrong though.
Ah.
Maybe the parsing is completely broke. Right. It's
But
like
don't you
broken.
have errors on the parsing part?
Not in all parts. Like I said, I did this yesterday in the middle of the night. I kind of want to add logs arbitrarily.
What do you
So
mean by arbitrarily,
these
man?
these should be um, I parsed the kind.
The best kind of debugging, man.
Oh yeah, and in here I will try to find a job for you. And okay, so let's go. Okay, this is all saved. Okay, let's go. Neko jobs one example. Okay. So I actually don't know what the heck is happening.
Ah, well, at least we have that.
Okay, so the parsing it is working then. Uh, Let's try to change the example then. So let's put job args, one, and let's also do the how many. Let's see if it's getting, maybe it's getting empty string, you know. So Neko jobs one example. Yeah, it's totally correct. Okay. Okay, so the problem needs to be in here somehow. I'm returning execute command, which is being called here. But for some random reason, it's not being printed in here. And I don't know why. Okay, this is a pretty tricky one. Okay, we can close this. Man, I'm not understanding the problem. Because we are returning an ID. But this thing is not. What the hell? I'm confused, man. Um, I'm in here. Okay. Okay. Neko jobs. What the heck? You see, it's not entering the going through the function, man. What the heck? Can you all agree that this doesn't make any sense?
Uh, okay, can you explain for me?
Yeah, I can. Okay, so the first thing that we do, we pick the my message that I'm sending on the chat. I'm parsing it, and if we parsed correctly, at least the name, like string comparison, then I'm printing to make like a signal that the parsing went fine. Then, before calling the hacker news jobs function, which is the function that we are dealing with, we are printing the arguments, like the string that we should be searching, and how many jobs with this search we want. And I put example2 as the string and the number 1 of the how many. And we got example2 and 1.
Okay, we know that is working at least there.
What?
Oh,
What
it's taking a
the?
long time to do the search of the.
What the hell? It returned -1 in the chat. -1.
Wait, what the fuck are we doing, man?
I'm in here. What the hell? Oh wait, -1. This means no. I don't know.
What
Oh,
the
so this is
fuck?
API call. This is a problem with the API call. Then it took a while. Oh, it would take a bunch of time then because I did it 4 times, 5 times. It will.
Ah.
It's still trying to find.
Okay, but what is the -1 that you are sending the message?
It's because the ID when it got an error, and when you got an error, the ID that's returning is a -1,
Oh,
and I'm printing
okay.
the ID. Okay, so it appears that the query profile API function or it is wrong or it is taking a bunch of time.
Can you do it manually?
Yes, I can.
It's a
Okay, so
get,
let's
right? So just
yeah,
use your browser.
yeah, so we pick the base user and then we put it here. Then we pick the ID, which is this. Then we pick the this and put it here. Pick all of this, go to the browser and put like this. And here it is. Right. Here it
Really
is.
quick.
Then we do a for through all of those. Maybe the for is broken then. Maybe it's not breaking. Then it's
Mm.
trying to do all these calls, man.
Oh, okay,
Sequentially.
yeah. Yeah,
Sequentially.
that sounds like a thing.
Oh no. I need to kill this guy then. Holy crap. Um okay, because it should be this one, right? It should be the first one. Always the first one. Um Okay.
Well, not always the first one.
No, it should be always the closest one to the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, um, which means that this 4 needs to be wrong. It needs to be wrong, man. It needs. Uh, uh, wait. Wait. Oh, we can do this better also. Base item URL. Then string submission ID. Submission ID plus complement URL.
Just a sec.
Okay. Quick fix. Okay, whatever. I'm okay. Um, am I doing this right? I need to be doing this right, man. Child.text. Yeah, this should be potential job post dot title. Who is hiring? Yeah, and then should be this. If it contains, then we do like this and then we break. If you got an error doing the calls, you also break. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's do a log print potential job post title. Yeah, let's try to do like that. Neko jobs to example. Man, parse invalid control character in URL. What do you mean? What do you mean, brother? What do you mean? Here. What the hell? Y Combinator? What the heck? This doesn't make any sense. Holy. This doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I'm back.
Man, look at this crap.
Those are not what we want, right? Oh, are we filtering by the type? And the type it's a
No,
post
man,
answer?
this doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it does. What are you printing?
I'm printing the titles of each one of those.
Okay, those are
No,
not.
not those, not those. These.
Yeah, those are not necessarily posts.
But we already checked this. Remember? We
Uh,
checked that this who is hiring profile doesn't have anything else aside from submissions. It doesn't
uh,
make sense to not be.
can you do a bit of iteration, like get the
Right,
ID
look
and
at this. Oh,
request?
for instance, 3 15 794. 3 15 794 is the second one. This is we know it's the first one. And 3 15 793. Then it should be this one. Yeah.
Wait,
What the heck is
no,
going
no,
on?
no. Then we are doing something wrong in the code. Like we are not going through those. We are going through something else.
Wait. Man, I want to print this. Log print. What exactly is this URL?
Okay, that's a good one.
Neko jobs for example. Done. Okay.
Oh no, man.
Zero.
We are getting all the Hacker New posts.
No,
Well,
it's
not
because
posts,
the
but
for. Oh, you're doing the for wrong, man. The for, this for is not picking one of from here. It's picking the
oh
ID.
no, that's because you put a range, so it's 0 to that, isn't it?
No, 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 no. It's like this.
Oh, okay.
It's like
The
this.
index and the content, right? Okay.
Yeah. Holy Jesus. We basically almost killed. Well, man. Imagine the guy looking at the performance monitor of this API. A bunch of calls like, okay, go. Oh, it worked. Nice.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
It worked. Oh, and it's printing the ID, which is exactly what we want now. Okay, so now what we should do, we should uncomment all of these and go straight up to YOLO. And who cares? Um, Straight up to YOLO, which means that these should need to be gone. And this error also needs to be back. Okay, man. Are you freaking ready?
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, let's go. Here. Nice. So let's go Neko jobs 1 fully remote. This should be the first post, by the way. Go. It's doing its thing. I think it's wrong already. Yeah, it worked.
Why did it
It
take that
worked.
long?
Yeah, that's a good question though. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because it is doing all the API calls and then is filtering. Do you remember that?
No, not really.
Yeah, you do remember. You remember
No,
this?
I don't
Like
remember.
this.
Wait.
This. It is taking a while because it's doing 700 API calls and then it's picking the first one.
Hmm. By the way, that is probably a better way to do that, right? Some incremental way, but
Yeah, no, we need to call Brandon how to do this. Because right now we have 3 groups of workers, right? We have one for storage, one for filtering and translation, and one for getting the thing. I think we're gonna have to combine the groups in order to do the thing that like less costly. Um, okay, apparently it worked just fine. Easy, easy lemon squeezy, man. Uh, okay, now what we should
hmm.
be. Oh, I have a suggestion.
Wait,
I
wait,
have I
wait.
do have a
I
suggestion.
have one that is probably easier and fastest. Now let's just make sure that it's like case insensitive.
Exactly. We had the same idea. But there's a problem with that though.
Hmm.
We need also to we need to convert both the posts and our key sentence. We need to convert both to upper or to lowercase to do the comparison, and that
Um.
sucks.
Wait a bit. Actually, you have to do it both.
Okay, let's compare. Let's just research strings. String contains case sense. No. Insensitive Golang. That's exactly what we want. Yes, that's exactly what we want. No, 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 no.
To lower in
Would you?
both.
Would you? Would
Oh yeah,
you? Another option.
only the
Regex
best.
expression. Oh no. So overkill for this, man. So overkill.
Man, just use contains and put in both to lowercase.
Yeah, but that can be expensive.
Hmm? Oh. Oh, okay,
Because the
okay.
because the message of the
It's a lot
post
of
can be
text.
ginormous. Well, I don't think we have a choice though. So let's pick how we do it. Strings dot lower. Strings dot lower and child dot text to lower and key sentence, and that's it. Well, we need to change this behavior, man, because we are doing 700 API calls just to get the first one that matches. That's bad. But I don't know how we're gonna do that with the strategy that we are currently using. So probably we need to ask Breno. But we still have a bunch of minutes left. So what? Let's see the other Heroku database and make message pretty. I think it's easier to make the message pretty then. Discord bot messages pretty. How to send messages as a bot. Formatting text. Okay, let's try to scroll this guy fast. And people will say that we are promoting random people. Yeah, and we are. And that's part of life. Basic, advanced.
I think no
Okay.
one will say that.
Okay, so apparently there is something called advanced. What the heck is this thing, man? This doesn't seem to be Discord, but apparently it is. Oh, wait. You can add the. Oh no. You can add the status of the bot? Oh yeah! That's nice. Wait, is he logging in as the bot? What is this panel that he's using? What the freak? I never saw that, man. He has an executable. What the? What the heck? Oh, there's probably a panel then that you can click and launches this. Let's see. Bot. You go to the bot tab. This is to get the token, by the way, which will obviously not show on camera. Oh, so there's a program. You cannot do that internally. You need to install an external dependency. There's no way. Oh no, man. Input your token and then you paste the token. Oh no. I don't like this. I don't like this. I refuse to accept it. Uh, custom, I don't know, prettier bot messages, Discord bot. Prettier messages, actually. Prettier
Man,
messages.
I suppose that it has nothing to do with like bots. I think he can use the same formatting that we can. So just
No, I don't
this.
think so, man. I don't
Hmm,
think so. You know why?
why?
Because the bots can send a message in a very fancy way.
Maybe we can also. We just don't know how to format it that way.
Oh, that's also possible.
One sec.
Uh, no, like this. If you copy the command from the snippet into Python Discord script, the embed will look like this. Uh, oh, you do an embedded, man. Embedded, whatever that means. Yeah, so this is the Discord API. Hmm. Okay. Let's go to here. Message create. Do we have something like embeds? What the heck is that? Huh. Is this? You need to send a string, and this is a message embed. Hmm. Should I do dot? No. That's quite interesting. Quite interesting. If I do s dot channel, how do you send that? You do context embed, send embed. What is context though? I have no clue. Nah, it's here. Apparently. Discord bot. No, is this the same post? Probably. Probably. You need to send. How the heck you do that?
I'm back.
Oh man, I found what we want.
Mm.
We want something called embedded. Embed.
Ah.
But the thing is that I don't know how I send these things.
Mm.
Because we have a session and we have a message create, and I don't think that the
Take a look on the
message.
framework that you are using.
What do you mean?
You are using a library, right?
Yeah, that doesn't have documentation, by the way.
Oh, that's. But they have code like open for everyone, right?
Yeah, it's
So
open
that's for
source.
documentation. Let's go.
No. But I also but there is something called embeds here. A list of embeds present in the message. You see?
Ah, okay, but that's not what you want.
No,
You
but that's
want
the
to
thing.
send
We
one.
want to have a bunch of embeds, which is correct. But we also want we can do like
No,
some
no,
we can do
no,
something like
no, no.
embeds.
This you are getting the message, the embeds from a message. We want to send one.
No, we want to create one.
Yeah.
We
So
want to create one.
how does it help us to get the
And
embeds of a?
then Discord dot embed.
Mm. Man, they have a lot of stuff there.
Oh yeah.
Message
Um,
embed,
it should be something like in here.
message embed. Is
Guild
there a
embed,
type?
message embed.
Yeah, is there a type or?
I think that's a function. And who?
Oh yeah, we got it, boys.
We got it, boys. But there's a problem though. As far as I can tell, this .s channel send
Hmm.
message can only send strings. It cannot send embeds.
Ah, can't you convert that? Wait, what is the result of that message embed? Oh no, it's the type. Okay.
Yeah, this is struct
How do you know that it can only send strings?
because there it's written in here.
Wait, don't you have like overloads and shit?
If we do, I have no clue.
Can you try to pass another type?
Okay, so file send, message edit embed,
Ooh, you can even pin stuff.
pin, send embed.
Oh,
Haha!
okay, that's a nice
and
name.
then and then we do dot channel ID, and then we send the embedded here. So
That's
what this means is that you're gonna do this after the for because we're gonna have to create the embed in here. Okay, so um, how we're gonna do that? How we gonna actually do that, man? I have
we
no
can begin
clue.
by taking a look at the time, right? The type.
Yeah, we can, but uh, we need to have
It
like
because it depends of the type. Like if it's like you have a field of the content in the middle for each page, then we can like just create one and like be adding right in the for, like concatenating inside the type. Like it depends a lot.
exactly. We need to have some sort of append.
No, yeah, but it depends. Like let's take a look on the type, man.
No, this is a struct.
Okay, but what are the fields?
We have a URL,
Hmm.
a type, a title,
A
description,
type?
timestamp. Yeah, that's something interesting, right? You can have a type, whatever that means.
Huh.
We have a timestamp, a color, a footer, a image, a thumbnail, a video, a provider, author, and multiple fields.
Maybe the
The
fields is what
message will be the where we're gonna put the message will go into fields.
I would guess so.
The we can put I don't know what we're gonna put in all these other ones. We're just gonna mess with the title for now. The title, maybe the image as
Yeah,
well. I don't
let's take a
know.
look at the type first, the embed type. What are the options of it?
Okay, so Discord.
By the way, do you have the source there? On when you download the library, do you have the source there locally? Like, can you go to the
No,
definition?
I don't have the thing locally, but I do have the repo.
Man, I hate that. Like, even in compiled language, I want to have the source so I can like go to
Uh,
definition, right? What are you looking for?
we can try to find any examples though, because the examples are all everything is just one file. Guild create, message create. That's fine. We
Well,
want to
you
we
could
want
just
to do
do text search, right?
yeah. We can do dot
But I think you need to go on the root.
dot here. No, I can't. I can
Why?
dot
Oh
is
no,
doing
you are
nothing.
not on the root.
Oh, okay. I'm still pressing dot, man.
Ah, yeah, I don't know what happened. Uh, 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 um,
How can we open the online whatever? I already forgot the online.
you can just change the URL if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how though. Oh, okay, maybe it's instead of .com, it's dot something else, or it's like code.github.
Let's
Uh,
try that. Code. No.
hmm.
Open this code online from yes. Press dot in your keyboard. Yeah, I know. That's not working for some
Yeah,
reason.
but
So,
maybe they show the URL of.
uh, um, don't know. Oh, here in the browser, for example, changing to.
Hmm? No, that's not it. Really?
Oh
I'm
man.
pretty sure that's not what happens when I do it. Okay, it does work, but I'm. Oh no 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 no! Wait, oh, look down there.
What?
That's not the one. Attention.
This page is not officially provided by GitHub. It's an
Like
open source project. It's not officially provided by GitHub.
that is not a problem, but will serve for us for now.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a search and let's try to find embed.
Oh man, that's quite a project to do it. That's a really big project.
Message.go. This is the implementation. Oh, here it is are the types. Okay, we
Rich.
have type rich, type image, video.
What is an article? We probably want either
No,
a
no, no, no.
rich or an
Go to
article.
definition. Yeah, no, an emp type is a string, and apparently the valid can be rich, image, video,
No,
GIF,
no, I
article, and link.
mean the one that we want. It's either
Yeah, it's
an
gonna be
article
article.
or
It's gonna
rich.
be article, yes. Yeah, but we don't have any example of in the examples projects how to use it. That
Man,
sucks.
if we go to our Discord, can't we inspect the message to see something?
I have
Oh,
no clue.
wait. Ah, you can print all the messages and then make the music bot to print that one. Then we get the details of it, right?
What do you mean by the music bot to print?
The music bot prints a message with the embed, right?
Ah, that's an interesting hacking move. That's nice. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so let's do it. That's not what I want to do. I want to know how you create like and you start appending a bunch of embeds. You see?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let's start for that. So we're gonna do s dot channel send message send. We're gonna do m channel ID, and we're gonna we want to no, what am I doing? We want to log print m dot message. No, not it, not this. This. Okay. Now we run the thing, and now we go to whatever channel here and do m help. Yeah, it worked.
But doesn't tell us much.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The
It
thing's like in
doesn't.
hexadecimal.
Oh yeah.
Can you dot into it?
Yeah, let's try. So dot author embeds.
Mm.
That's an interesting candidate. Okay, so m help. Oh, it's this. This is hexadecimal code. uh, x to string.
I thought you were to dot again into that.
Okay. No.
To convert to the string, okay. Man, try to dot again into message. Well, into embeds. Oh.
No, we can only append.
Oh no, okay, because that's an array, right? Get one and then try to dot into. Okay, that's a nice completion. Mm.
Type.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one. That solves it.
Okay. And let's freaking go. Go. Index out of range.
Oh, because of the first one, right? Your message doesn't have one.
That's a problem then.
Not a big problem.
Yeah, it is because I need to send a command in order to the
Well,
bot to
if
send.
it's empty, then you don't do it like that thing, right? It's just checking if the
Yes,
list is empty or not.
message dot embeds.
Don't you have like length or something?
Len.
Oh.
Oops. If this is greater than 0, then you're gonna do this. Rich. Haha.
Oh, I'm
the, the,
curious
the,
with
the
kind
art
of.
of the art of hacking. That's the name of this.
I'm curious about which type is the article one, but oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
He started with oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I was thinking is that one when you send the link, right? And he shows like a preview, but yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, so
How to
let's do it
create
then.
it, right?
Let's create one.
Well, do you
Oops.
know how to create it already?
We're gonna guess. We're gonna do this and then s channel message send embeds. No, we can send one by one. Channel ID, and this will be an embed. We can remove this. Then there's the question: how to make one? Well,
When you have, well, you already have the struct there, right?
message, but how we create a?
Which one
I
is
already.
optional? Like, do you have to send all of those? You
That's a
have.
good question. Oh, we do like this. Okay, so curly braces. Okay, so this is gonna be message.
That's a weird syntax.
No, wait. Now I'm pretty confused because this is already a struct. Oh no, so this is wrong. So this is like this.
Oh,
Okay, URL. We don't want to have URLs. Maybe you need to put empty then. If you don't,
hmm?
if you want it to be optional, like an option,
What do you mean put empty?
like this.
No, no, what I mean is taking a look at the type. How do you know which ones are optional?
I
You-
don't.
No, no, that's the thing. We should know, right?
Oh, we should. Should we?
Sure. How,
Ah,
how do you? Well, you can try, right? But
reach.
wait, URL? We don't need the URL.
Exactly.
So try
Oh, you
not.
want to try first with
Yeah,
not
not
putting
not
them?
passive
Okay.
at all.
Okay. Um, I want to put an image, but I don't know how you do it.
No, let's
How you do
start
an
simple,
image?
man.
No, no, no. But I just want an image, man. This should be easy. Oh, you do an wait description. Da, 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 da.
Last famous words.
No, it's not this one. I found one, man. One tutorial showed how to do
Uh,
it.
did you saw that library that you have the examples? You also have a
Oh, it's
link
this one.
for.
This
Hmm?
one that I saw with the image. Wait,
Sure.
sorry to interrupt you. Here, set author, URL, description. Oh, we didn't put an image. Oh, damn.
Mm,
Oh, set thumbnail,
thumbnail, and it's a
and then you
link.
put a link to an image. I can work with that. Hacker
Thumbnail.
news
Wait, what is the
image.
type that he's creating?
He's using thumbnail. We're gonna use the image
No, no.
for that.
What is the type that he's creating?
The type.
Yeah, of that embed.
No, it's a Discord embed.
No, no, but it has a type, right?
No, it's probably the same thing as what we are doing, but apparently when you have an embed, instead of having to put everything in the constructor, you can just do
No,
sets.
no, sure, but it can be either rich or a link or an article, right?
Yeah, no, he's not put setting this in here.
Okay, maybe he has some default.
Yeah, maybe it has some default as well. Okay, let's pick whatever image here. This one is fine. No, but this is not white. Uh,
But,
who the heck made this? Why is this not white?
but what is the problem though?
I want it to be. I don't want to be the because if it's transparent, the background will be that's the Discord dark background.
You don't know that.
No, no. If this is a PNG, I think that will be the case. Yes, man.
Wow,
But you
again.
can try. So, open copy image address. Okay. Um, okay. Let's start just with this though. Then with an embed, what can I do? Oh, we don't have setters and getters. We just do it. Okay. There's a thumbnail and there's an image. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Let's put this. Is this how you do it?
Uh,
Expected identifier
huh?
on left. Hmm. Maybe this is a function? No.
Where are you creating? Oh, up there. Is it?
Oh, it's assignment. It's like this.
Ah,
Embedded thumbnail. Can I do dot here? Oh, I can. URL. Okay.
what
Nice.
the?
Embed dot uh, color dot. Okay, I don't have dot,
What is
which
the
is not
type of
nice.
color?
Color.
It doesn't say.
Okay, it doesn't
Man,
say.
that's a shitty extension.
Oh, it's an int apparently.
Ah.
And I think you do discord dot color.
Oh, okay, that's less bad.
No, but I'm just guessing though, because this guy did discord dot color dot blue.
Yeah, you can just search for it, like discard colors code or something.
Discord colors color code. No, 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 no. I don't want that.
Mm, discard color.
Color. Okay, it's in here.
Declaring.
Yeah, but where the heck we have the colors? I don't think we do.
Man, I think that's a discard thing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Why?
Wow. Because I
Well,
think so. Because I think
because I
so.
think so. Okay. Uh, um. Okay.
Like ultimately, our bot is sending everything to Discord servers, right?
Yes. I guess.
Let's try a random number, man.
Let's try one then.
One.
One. One.
It's like
Okay.
black or white.
Uh, embed dot. Okay, I think it's gonna be the we're gonna have add fields, right?
Oh yeah, I think that's the important part.
No, but there's a problem though.
Hmm?
There's a fundamental problem with this,
Mm.
which is that if you go to the Neko-bot chat, you're gonna see that the message is it's all of this, man. It's all of that.
Wait a bit. Neko-bot. Okay.
So adding fields is not actually a smart move now. Let's just put everything into the description.
I don't even know what is field, man.
Fields are these ones, are these things here.
Ah.
See that the guy is adding fields here, okay?
Okay.
Then it's pretty. This is a field, this is a field, this is a
Oh.
field.
Okay. Okay. I see.
And the title probably is text formatting.
What is that
Text, yeah,
description?
title. Here are some ways to format
Do you have
text.
description somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here.
this one. Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So, and I also want to put the title.
Oh.
And I'm gonna do that later. Let's put this here. And
I think we did too much code without testing in a not so strong type system, man. I think we should test it already.
yeah, but this is a pointer. You see?
Hmm.
I don't know what that means. Because it's embed discord dot message embed
Neither do I.
and it's failing. Cannot use embed as discord go value.
I
So can we is
mm,
supposed to do holy crap.
okay,
Okay, so
that's
what
okay.
what does this mean? I don't know what this
Let's
means.
just go. Oh wait, what is the problem? Oh, you were having a problem with parse command.
No, it's because when I saved it, commenting this, it removed the dependencies automatically. And then
Oh.
I need to save 2 times or to grab again the dependency.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool actually. That it does everything by itself. The dependencies at least.
Mm.
Okay, let's try. Are you ready, man?
Oh yeah.
Neko jobs one fully
Oh, I was not taking a look at
remote
the channel.
and go.
Go.
Uh, uh, let's wait because it's doing 700 API calls and it's done. It's done, bud.
It is.
Invalid
Is it?
memory. Segmentation fault. Yeah, this is a classic segmentation fault. Invalid memory address or new pointer dereference. Oh, so this is
You
about
can
what we
actually
did.
have psych faults in Go? So it's not really safe, right?
Uh,
Holy fuck.
okay, so apparently you can't. This has something wrong about it because it's saying invalid memory address or new pointer dereference. Segmentation fault. Okay, so let's
Go to
try
the code again.
here.
You have. Wait, what is the difference between the two types of equals? Because
No, this is assignment and this is creation and assignment.
oh, okay. Ah,
Let's do something different. Let's then do var embed Discord message embed and type rich, and then let's do remove this and see what happens. Okay, it's complaining about this. What is the complaint? Expected. What? You see expected semicolon, but encountered, but found braces.
ah,
Oh, I think I know. Okay, so you cannot do. It's because I'm doing it wrong actually. So you need to do type in here like this,
oh.
and then you just do like this. Okay.
Wait, why is
Okay.
that different?
Because we are creating the thing, the memory, supposedly the memory region outside of the loop.
And why is that wrong?
No, I think this. I just want to see if something changes because here we are trying to access, trying to dereference an invalid memory address. I want to see exactly what this means in terms of I don't know, scope maybe. If this works, I can't explain to you why, but I just want to see what happens.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense for me.
And yeah, same thing, same thing. Okay, let's just try to Golang invalid address, blah
No,
blah.
no, wait. Why are you not searching how to pass pointers or what's the pointer type or something?
What is the pointer type? Okay, how to
Oh, even though they have
dereference
there like functions that receives the same uh supposed pointer type.
differencing pointers.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
Hmm.
We actually have want the
What's
opposite.
the type of this? And what's the type of this? Hmm.
And what is the type of that address thing? No,
Uh,
when you put the address like.
cannot use embed. Variable of type as in argument.
Well, it does type check when you put the.
Yeah, no. When I put the address, I don't know, symbol. I don't know how you call it. That's so weird. That's really weird, man. Can we put star here? Ah.
How does
That would be
mm,
pretty funny if it works, man.
again?
I
Don't
hope it
I
doesn't.
don't get it, but
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. Uh, handle event handler. Yeah. Okay, so we have a problem. Mm-hmm. Quite interesting. Why did I don't understand why this is not working though.
I know where you can
How
find
would you
it.
search? How
I
would you search that?
I don't know yet, but I know where you can maybe find it. Go to your function.
Mm-hmm.
See the message create. See the type of it. Whoever is calling that is using the way we want, right? It's
No,
a pointer
it's
to
like
string.
this, man.
Yeah. So you can take a look at the add handler code. No, the code itself, like the implementation code.
Oh, add handler. Is this one? No. This one? Also no. I want funk.
Ah,
What the?
what? I
Oh, it's this. Yeah, it's
uh
this. Whatever this is. Add handler. Adds a handler for voice speaking update events.
what? Wait, I'm not even understanding. No, he's returning at the handler.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay, so the add handler we cannot find.
Well, if it's not a funk, what can it be? Like a field of? I don't
Um,
know.
do we have macros in Go?
Maybe just trying to put space add handler. Add handler. No, space add handler, not the opposite. Uh, Session. It returns that. Also it returns that.
I think it's this one.
Uh,
What exact? We are doing something. DG. What is DG? Oh, it's a new. Oh, it's this one. It's this one. It's this implementation right here. It picks an interface, man. What? And we don't know what that means.
um, mm,
And it returns a function. Apparently,
well,
it
he's
returns a
calling.
freaking function.
Well, session.advent. Man, what's up with those types?
What's up?
Like event
Discord
handler,
Go
like E8.
send
What
embed
the fuck?
message. Uh,
Oh yeah, on that documentation, you have a link for like bigger projects, right?
oh yeah. Oh, let's try to do that. I actually have a favorite called Go Music Bot.
Hmm.
The dot works here? No. Uh, okay, so let's do
Do you
a
need
1s.
Python for that? What the? Why do you
No,
need
no, it's not Python, man.
Python?
No,
No,
no, no,
no.
it's not
Why do
Python.
you need Python as a requirement for that?
Embed. No. Oh no.
E-
That's so sad.
No. But
Okay.
is
We have
that
more. We have
really?
more.
Is that really what? No, okay, it's just music, right? It doesn't have a.
Yeah, it's just for a YouTube
Wait.
thing.
Don't you have the code for that one that we use, the music one?
No, I don't have the code for that.
But do you know if it's open source?
Also no.
Just look for the name.
Let's try these ones first.
Ephemeral.
The thing that sucks
Oh,
is
by the
that
way, man, you already hit the limit.
yeah, 10 minutes. Let's do 10 minutes extra just to research this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so embed. Okay.
Promising. Oh, wait.
Embeds.
Look at there. Discard go dot message embed. Like see the return that they are using on third message on this tab.
This?
And yeah, like
They are returning. What the heck? This is a beginning of a
uh,
function. And they are returning
oh wait.
this.
Look at the signature again in our code. Maybe it's
Uh,
not the pointer for the thing that we are expecting.
what?
Go there.
No, the signature is the same. Is this? But they are creating it locally. You see?
Uh, yeah, but you see that is not a pointer to message embed. It's a. Oh no, it is. Yeah, it is.
It
I guess.
is. It is.
Uh,
Oh, and what is this color? You can put the exa. Nice.
oh, okay, makes sense. Binani. Okay, yeah.
Makes
Oh, okay, yeah.
sense. Makes sense.
Now it makes sense because we were expecting a string, right? But it does make sense if you are passing next to.
Okay, I will stop streaming just for like 30 seconds just to get the color of Go.
Mhm.
Because this is I just have it in my personal browser. Oh man, we can put the exa. That's nice. Yeah, but still, man, we don't know how to make the thing then, because we are. Maybe you need to make it in place. That would be really bad. That would be astonishing bad, like really bad. Layer. Okay, I have the exa now. Let me go back to streaming the thing. Go live. Okay. Let me just copy paste it here. Okay, so the color is this. Okay. But man, do you see what I was talking about?
No.
They are doing the thing locally, apparently.
Uh, what you mean by that is not setting, like creating in the
Yeah, they are not
constructor?
creating separately. They're probably calling a function, and and they are putting the function as an argument.
Oh.
But I don't
No, but
see.
the type signature will be different, right? What
Let's
is
just
the
copy this function
what is the
and
type signature
copy it
for?
here.
Hmm.
But instead of doing it like this, Discord Go. Is Discord Go how you use it, or Discord? Oh, it's Discord. Okay. So Discord and Discord. This. Oops. This and this. Okay. So what I want to do is the following. Let's do the same, man. I don't know. Job message. And then here you're gonna receive a description, right? So that's string. Okay. The URL. I don't know what exactly you mean by URL, so I'm gonna remove this guy. Wait.
Yeah, but that's actually a nice template, like creating a function for.
Image. You have an image, but we don't want an image. We want a thumbnail. So it's gonna be a thumbnail. Okay. But I think cannot use blah 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 blah. Okay, let's experiment with the image then. I don't really mind it. Let's copy this. Let's put it here. The footer made by Dr.Nekoma. The color will be this. The title will be, I don't know, job hunting. I don't know exactly what this means. Like URL. What do you mean? We're gonna discover shortly, I guess.
Hmm.
And the description is the last one. So description, what is the type? Is a string. Okay, so you're just gonna put like this. And you can close that. Is that it? Oh, the
Let's.
type. Type rich. Okay. Then we're gonna just remove all of this. And instead of doing like that, we're gonna do job message. And we're gonna put messages I. Um,
Hmm.
there's a comma here.
Let's
Okay,
try it.
last attempt. I'm really curious if this works because that doesn't make any sense to me. Why it makes it different, like making it, returning it locally, like creating it locally. Really doesn't make really a lot of sense to me. It worked. Holy crap!
Oh wait, I was not taking a look at it.
Nice, man. This is so nice.
We don't know how, but
It worked.
oh yeah, that's a lot nicer, man. Oh, made by Dr.Nekoma. What is that?
The message, the bot message.
No, no, no. Where did we set that?
Oh,
Made.
here. I changed it here. Footer.
Oh, footer. Okay. Okay, I guess we are done then, and it's quite.
No, you're not.
No, no, no. Done. I mean by today, right? Because
Oh yeah,
and
but
that's quite nice.
I want to know how to make it larger though, because you see that
Mm,
it's too thin. At least in my monitor here, it's too thin.
okay, compared to the music one.
Yeah. If yeah, so if you put the music one, you see it is larger.
I'm not in the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, you
that's
can.
true.
Yeah. So how can we make this larger?
Hmm. Wait,
Uh,
wait. Maybe it's because of fields, isn't it? What is it? Uh, all this text that we have here. What is that inside the structure?
mm, the text, all the text is inside description.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. Maybe if they are inside the field, they can grow more. I'm not
Grow
sure.
more. That would be interesting though.
Yeah, also this pagination stuff, right? How does that work?
No, yeah, no. I don't think we're gonna go that deep, but at least for now.
No, no,
How can
yeah,
we?
not today, but we need a pagination, man.
Uh, no, we do need pagination, man. But that would be nice. I don't know about needing, but that would be
Oh,
nice.
okay.
But you don't see any styling thing. You see here, you don't
Yeah,
see
man,
styling.
I'm guessing you do not set that by hand. That would be pretty bad for them, for Discord.
You don't set it that by hand. That would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad, like for Discord, not for us.
But how can we make like
Again, I'm guessing that's because you are not doing side fields.
oh, so I think it's because the fields. We can try that like now.
Yeah, that's quick. Just change the description for a field.
Uh, okay. Um, change the description to fields. So I don't know. Result. Here will be desk. Inline. What exactly does that mean? I don't know.
Good question. Let's try one with and the other without.
um, let's put something like here are the jobs I found in Hacker News. I found in the most recent post in Hacker News. There's actually that this is actually a little bit misleading, but I'm fine with it. Um, okay, let's go. But the fact that it worked and it's not like it's kind of fancy, you
We
see?
don't know yet, right? What is the difference of this one?
Yeah. Neko jobs. I want one with.
By the way, are we passing the function or calling the function?
We are passing the function to the handler.
To the message thing, to the send embed thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it what the like, but it was typing. It was typing, man.
Yeah, no. Before it was typing, it didn't work. I don't see a difference. Breno probably knows.
Go Lang, man. Fuck Go Lang.
It's fine. Just please works. Just works. And still doing its thing. It's probably killing the API though. Each test is 700 calls.
I think they will kill us. They will kill us, man. Like with all of those requests, they will
What
block
do
for us eventually. I'm pretty sure. Like,
well,
ooh, maybe
maybe
they
this is the
already
time.
did,
Yeah.
or maybe I don't know. Maybe you're just put into like the bottom of a priority list or something. Some kind of queue.
It's possible, but it's taking me more than like never took this while though. This amount of time. And
Isn't that hanging somewhere?
I don't think so, man. I really don't. Yeah, I think they may have blocked us. Okay,
Man,
we
man,
destroyed your API.
I will end this stream.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
so bye.
That makes sense, I guess.